What's up, everyone, and welcome to JMD. We're here for another album reaction. And I told you I was going to try to do one a week of the album reaction, then we'll do song reactions, just like we normally do. And for those who have stated about my mic, hopefully you'll see that my mic is a little bit higher. I've got it literally maxed out. Like, I've gone to figure out that this mic is not super great. I admit. I mean, it sounds okay, but like its extension, like the ability for it to be heard at a distance is like not great apparently. But I've got it maxed out, 100% from the computer, 100% on my board, 100%. Like, it can't get any louder. I could get louder, I guess, and maybe that's the problem. Anyways, we are here for the new Deftones album. And while I know that there are probably other albums that I need to get to that have came out in the past couple of weeks or whatever, I mean, it's Deftones. It's Deftones. So we're going to listen to it. You don't overlook Deftones. All right, so the first, we're gonna swap over here. All right, yes, if you are first off, welcome. If you're new here, welcome to JMD. Everything that you need to know is on the screen somewhere. As far as if you want to check out more stuff from this channel, if you want to check out stuff from my other channels, you're more than welcome to. Feel free to subscribe, whatever, share, comment, all that good, whatever. The YouTube things that you do on YouTube, please do them. Or if you'd like to support, if you want to support in any kind of way, there's links also on the screen for that as well. Any support you give is much appreciated, and thank you very, very much. All right, so here we are. Here we are. Deftones, Private Music. 11 songs, 42 minutes long. We've already did the reaction to My Mind Is a Mountain. That's the first song, so that's just going to be a re-listen through. Cool. I don't care. I like it. And then Milk of Madonna. That's down here at number 8. That's the other release. Everything else is going to be first time. So yay. Last song is 6 minutes. Souvenir is 6:11. That's cool. That's really cool. Okay. All right, so it's not going. It's not enough chit chat, enough talk. Let's just start listening. Let's go. My Mind Is a Mountain, number 1. Play. Damn them vocals, man. They're just like slight nuances that they do, little slight changes. Great song, great song. All right, so up next, Locked Club. It's so smooth, man. Oh, it's like I'm being taken back to the early 2000s, man. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was good. So smooth. So smooth. I mean, I guess that's kind of what you could say about Deftones, period. It's just smooth. Even when it's like straight out, just lashing out or whatever, it still feels smooth. I don't know. Anyway, okay. All right. This one is Ecdysis. I don't know if it's Ecdysis or Esdysis. I don't know. Eastdysis? I don't know. Something like that. Let's go. Ooh. At first listen, this almost has like this filter vibe. If you know, you know. Just that drum beat with the bass, just like it's kind of it's reminiscent, like it's kind of filterish. All right, anyways, let's go. Wow, that was pretty cool. I was trying to, yeah, there we go. I was trying to get another thing up here. ISIS. Okay, so that is an actual word. And it means, hold on, I can get myself back up here. Okay, yeah. The process of shedding the old skin in reptiles or casting off the outer cuticles in insects and other arthropods. Okay, I did not know that. I didn't know the word for that. The process of shedding the old skin, casting out the outer cuticle. So, becoming anew, basically. It's the molting of the cuticles in many invertebrates of the clade, Ecdysozoa, zoa, whatever. It sheds during growth and what? It sheds during growth and a new, larger covering is formed. So it's just the shedding of your oneself to grow into your next like cycle of whatever. Interesting. Okay. Cool. All right. Next song is Infinite Source. Let's go. They're going to add on to that next. Love the groove. That's an interesting flow. Yeah. Oh man, that's my favorite song so far. Just the vibe and feel of that one. Not sure exactly, because I mean it's basically talking about a final, like a final hooray or whatever, like the final like the final act. I'm not sure if this is like referencing that this is potentially the final album for Deftones, or if this is more specifically to like someone specific, or some like idea specifically or something. The last time on stage. I don't know. Maybe one of the members, maybe this is their last time they plan on, performing with the band or whatever, or I don't know, or maybe, like I said, the band as a whole, or maybe there's something completely different. I don't know. If you know what this is really about, let me know. Really cool way of expressing that, and the song, the music was fantastic. I just love that. It was so, I don't know, it's just such a happy, uplifting kind of, even though it feels like this final ending or whatever, but it's still, it just felt a little more upbeat and positive, I guess you could say. Anyways, all right. Next is Souvenir. 6 minutes and 11 seconds. So this ought to be interesting. Still got 2 minutes left. What? So I guess we're just going to have a little bit of a atmospheric outro. I feel like this whole song was like set in a dream or like a dream state or something like that. And like sort of like a found whatever, you find in each other or spending your time in this dream state with somebody or like an imagination of somebody or whatever the case. You're dreaming of being together with somebody or something like that or something. I don't know. Sort of just sitting in that, going along for the ride, enjoying it for what it is or whatever, potentially discovering where it takes you, or at least within that time that it exists. And then, it states, even as you drift out of it, as you come to an awakened state or whatever, like that I'll keep you in that space or whatever. I feel like that outro was kind of sitting in that sense of this dreamscape or whatever, and just sitting in that sort of in the zenness of it or whatever. I don't know. In remembering something, that souvenirs, holding on to something that means something in some space and time for you or whatever. Yeah, same thing here, same concept. Anyway, all right, you get what I'm saying, or if there's anything like specific it means, let me know, whatever. But that's kind of the vibe I'm getting from it. Really cool. Really cool musical intent there with that one. I really like that. Okie dokie. Next up, CXZ. Not sure what that is, but let's go. Unless it's like the constant zeros, constant times zero, like the C by Z or C times Z. I don't know. I see the constant zeros. So let's see where I don't know, lyrically, maybe I can pick something up. I don't know. It started over. Sorry. Cool. So like from here, it's like, or for this one, I don't know. I'm just spitballing. Like the constant zeros, like kind of like the circle of life idea. Like everything wraps around. Everything like feels like a consistent like cycle that never really ends. If you're talking about from past, present, it says past, present tense. Like things always seem to come back around as in the fold or whatever. When thinking about like styles or whatever, like it seems to never end. Like even when you try to, even though things at some point divide and change up, eventually they wind up coming back around. And it's like we never get ourselves out of that loop or out of that in a way that we eventually can, like, we found like we're in a time void, in a mind warp, because nothing ever ultimately changes or goes in a different direction or anything. It's like we never really stop. We never learn from anything or whatever. I am probably expanding on that, but and then you're this, and also maybe what changes we or what memories and stuff split off. It's like a different timeline kind of thing where they split off and they go in a different direction, but ultimately your main timeline eventually just folds back around. Like with the one is up, one is down, one is lost, one is there, and one it stays correct, one is strange and off time, one is stayed correct, one is way out of time. It's like this idea of things you have in different timelines or whatever, or that you wish you might have gone this direction or something, but ultimately you wind up back, or maybe some version of yourself is going in that direction, but or in this direction or whatever is going up, going down, whatever. Anyways, it's you know what I'm talking about, or maybe it's just gibberish. I don't know. Anyways, all right. Blah, 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 blah. I think about you all the time. Here we go. We sail inside of your warship. You say you're refrain, and I'm out of my mind. All of my life, you've been the same. All of our days, and we'll never change. Real quick, the one thing I was going to mention before starting this song, so far, I mean, we're over halfway through the album, and it's a very chill album. Not really any, I don't even recall any kind of like harsh vocals yet from Chino or anything. Like, although outside of just his sort of, I guess you could say, stretched cleans or whatever, not necessarily really distorted. I mean, sort of, but not his normal, like where he would typically do a verse or something or whatever, full on, like aggressively screaming it or something. He hasn't done that yet. Which, I mean, he's getting, not that he couldn't do it, but I mean, he is kind of getting up there in age a little bit. I'm sure he probably could still do it fine, but maybe there's just no intent or needed or felt the need to do it here. We're just trying to put a chill album out. I mean, it's named Private Music. It's kind of like the private thoughts, your kind of inner self. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? Okay. All right. Anyways, sorry for stopping there, but I just wanted to state that. Great album so far, though. I love it. It's a vibe. Certainly a vibe. Chill vibe. Chino likes his water references and stuff like that. Space, air. That acoustic strum. Wow, that was a good song. That was a really good song. That's at least my second favorite. That was really good. I loved it. I was trying to point out. I don't know if you heard me. I'm hoping the mic is loud enough now. But the strumming, that little strum, acoustic strum that was going on there at that last section, that was just really good. That was cool. And it was just placed very subtly, but it was there enough for you to hear it, and just blended with the rest of it. Was just good. That was really good. Okay, we have Milk of Madonna, which we've already done, but hey, whatever. We're going to hear it again. Let's go. Honestly, for that one, I don't really know how to completely consider the meaning behind this song. Or at least the intent by Chino, maybe. But I mean, Madonna, outside of being the name of a popular, artist, as we know, but originates from old Italian phrase Madonna, meaning my lady, or just primarily meaning woman. And sometimes even in Italian slang has been referred to like for the mother of Christ, and can express surprise. Names also associated with deep religious and cultural significance, symbolizing reverence, purity, and motherly love. So, like the milk of Madonna, I guess you could argue there. Yet the song is referencing a little bit more of an aggressive like idea. I don't know. With the blood rain, winds, quakes, lightning, fire. Unless that's just like the intensity feeling of this is just a very like poetic, obscure way of explaining what it's like to feed from a mother like a child. I don't know. Like, what you would like, when you see a baby, like the aggressiveness that the baby has or whatever a young one has for that feeding time or whatever. I mean, it could be just so, I don't know, screwed like that. I don't know. I have the clue. I'm probably way the fuck off. But anyways, whatever. Let me know what you think it is, or if it has been explained and I haven't seen it or whatever. I don't know. Okay. Now, next song, number 9, Cut Hands. Let's go. This one might be an aggressive song. This might be the one aggressive song on the album. Let's see. Oh wow. That was cool. Cut hands. Basically like, cutting somebody off what that might be, I don't know, disturbing your peace or whatever. You just need to cut ties. Or, for whatever reason, there might be a, I don't know, poison, toxic. That's what I was going for. Toxic for you or whatever the case, and they apparently are just losing their shit over it. They don't want to let you go. They don't, whatever. And you're basically like, I don't care. Giving you another update. Fuck you. I'm okay. You're imploding as your systems fail. You're trying to stay with it. You're trying to stay asleep. You're trying to stay, but you're not going to pull me out of my grace. You feel no longer steady, but not wanting to give up. You're running out of pennies, like, your 2 cents. Nobody cares about your 2 cents of opinion, of thought, of whatever. But you're not pulling me off of my plane. I'm taking flight. I'm getting away. I'm going to another destination. I'm, away from you. That is, yeah. I can tell the attention of which you fish isn't coming. I can see you clamber in a dead vine. There's no one online. Sorry. You need another update? Fuck you still. Okay, now what? Oh, yeah, nothing's changed. I'm done. I'm done. Yeah, that was cool. That was cool. Good song. Number 10, Metal Dream. Let's go. right. Honestly, I don't know what that one was about. That one, yeah, I mean, like, I don't know the deeper meaning behind it, or I can't like grasp for a deeper meaning. I mean, or, well, I guess I could, but it would just be a total guess. So yeah, if you know the meaning behind this song, I'm certain that because the Metal Dream here, it starts with that, was it a tilde or whatever, a diacritic, whatever, I don't know, the tilde symbol, whatever typographical mark, I don't know, like, I mean, it's used for reasons in languages and stuff, but I'd have to dig deeper as to why, like, if you placed it in front of a word, like, what the meaning behind that really is supposed to be. But anyway, but yeah, I'm just gonna go on. Last song, Departing the Body. Let's go. This song was different, though. It was definitely different. That was interesting. Beginning. Kind of a mood setter, I guess. I don't know.
There's a room we hang in space. It's clear, cold, cold, cold. A total night, it's all that remains. How slip these days apart. Our moments bias away. We watch these lanes dissolve.
Wow. That was cool. That was really cool. The whole album is just cool. Chill. Man, what I was doing for that was like looking the LA Times kind of did an article on like the release of this album, and I was trying to like get an idea of like behind what album may be sort of about, or like in the headspace of Chino or the rest of the band. And what I see, so it says Deftones' explosive new album, Private Music, meets their Renaissance meeting hit a moment head on. Nearly 40 years into Deftones' career, the Sacramento-bred band are anything but a legacy act, as proved by the visceral allegiance from countless fans half their age, thrashing at their feet. Thrashing at their feet as they perform on stage. The band continues to be an explosive, as they were when they conquered the Warped Tour in the late 90s. The band's late era surge is in popularity with generations of fans who missed their first, second go-around, inspires and surprises them. It does freak me out when I sit back and, in retrospect, think about it. Chino says of Deftones' longevity. Sitting backstage in Victoria, Canada Arena during a break with the band's pre-tour rehearsal kicking off in Vancouver on Friday. Since roughly 2022, the singer has noticed that the crowds at some of the band's meet and greets were younger. In some cases, fans in their teens and early 20s were introducing their parents to the band's catalog, including their turn-of-the-century classic White Pony. I think this is mostly due, and I've talked about this before, like due to the like reactionary stuff going on YouTube and reacting to music, and all these older bands getting brought back to the limelight, whether it's Deftones, like introducing the newer generation to these bands, the great bands that we know and love from the 90s and 2000s, like Deftones, like monumental bands like Deftones, Korn, whatever, like these bands that really made a huge difference of that time, whatever, Rage Against the Machine, whatever, like, any of these bands that were just like big time. I think that's kind of where that come from. I'm not a big social person, Marino says, of the medium that's enabled a new generation to discover Deftones. There are positive sides to it, like amongst all the noise, you can share music. It is neat that everybody's much more connected to be able to share it like that. Yes, he's aware of based on the online resurgence, Deftones doesn't have to release a new album. Even so, seeing their influx of younger band base invigorates the band, has driven the band to push themselves not just on stage but in studio, having this whole new generation of eyes on us and more attention now than we've had in decades, so why not embrace it, he says. I love that I meet a lot of parents and children, fathers and daughters, and they're on this show, and they're at the show together as a bonding experience to talk about some type of art you both connected over. It's really cool, and that is really cool. Recording can't be where the label needs the album or we need money. We've made records under those circumstances before, and it sucks the fun out of the experience. We're bratty in that way, where we only want to do something if it's something we want to do. The minute someone tells us we have to do it, then we fight it. Yep. With the band's members now scattered across the U.S., Deftones can't wait to get back into the studio together just like they did as teens when they had a space that felt more like a clubhouse. As Marino puts it, it excited them to be able to experiment and hang out together. Locking ourselves in a room 6 hours a day, 5 days a week was fun. It was like going back into the clubhouse again. Our private music is joined forces with Nick Reskaliniz. I don't know. I butchered the hell out of that. Who produced Diamond Eyes and Koinon Yoken, which that's the vibe I actually got from this album. Was a Diamond Eyes and which this Koino Yoken or whatever. I probably still say that horribly. Is actually my favorite album from theirs. It did give me that vibe. We're in a mind frame where it's like we don't have to make a record. He says it gives us a kick in the butt if people are talking about us holding us in a certain standard and pushing ourselves for the fact that we're going to do it. We might as well make it great. A band this far into its careers, generally in their victory lap era, write records, release an album, go on tour, play mostly the hits, sprinkle in a new song, repeat. Not Deftones. Throughout this album, which is another significant achievement, the band mixes the moody and melodic to create a genre-bending album full of fire and fury. Look no further than the equally bombastic On Mind is a Mountain and Locked Club, the menacing Ecdysis, the soaring Merino-powered I Think About You All the Time. I think that was my favorite one. And the push and pull of the methodical CXZ. Throughout the sessions, which included 3 additional songs left in various states, Deftones wrote and recorded batches of songs in different locations, which Marino also says allowed for a respective track to have its own sonic personality as a product of his environment. Wow, this is long. Trying to skip through here. Trying to hit more like things that he says. I think we're both very proud of each other. What are we talking about here? Oh, Carpenter has some health issues, type 2 diabetes. The guitarist. Okay. I think we're both very proud of each other. Marino says of their change, he is so on it. He's an obsessive person about a lot of things, and now he's obsessive about his blood sugar and about his health. It's parallel to my sobriety, so we get on the bus after a show, and we're all in our diet. With my sobriety, I think he sees me being a better version of myself. Awesome. Private music stands not just as a wonderfully cohesive, riff-heavy body of work with a relentless energy that is next shape-shifting step in Deftones' Callow, but is also a well-balanced album. It's a logical sonic step for the Deftone universe. The band has also been building its annual Dia de los Deftones Festival. The lineup for the 6th edition taking place in November in San Diego. Okay, that's cool. I'm excited to be busy, Marino says. I'm the type of person who has been lucky enough to have done this for pretty much all my adult life. We didn't get to go out and tour ohms after it was released, and this is such a different time. I really love this batch of songs, so I am eager to go play them and stay busy for the next couple of years. Okay, cool. Yeah, so there you have it. That is private music. It didn't really go into like the meaning behind the album or anything like that, really, but that's still cool. Yeah. what was which? Hold on, I'm trying to like. I think it was. Yeah, Infinite Source. Infinite Source was my probably I say my favorite. I think about you all the time. Probably my next favorite. Those are, of course, those are the most chill. But I just like the way the music and groove was on it. Then probably I don't know, maybe Cut Hands or I don't know. My Mind is a Mountain is really good too. I mean, the whole album was great though. The whole album was great. So yeah, there we go. That is private music from Deftones. Let me know what you think. Anything as far as like meaning behind a particular song or something. I know I tried to dabble a little bit in a couple of them. Probably way off the mark, but you know, it is what it is. Let me know if I was close in any of them. But yeah, this was a great album. Love Deftones, and love that they're able to get back out there. They're having this huge blow up of fans, even from the newer generation, and of interest. Just I mean, it's great. It's great when you see bands from like my childhood or whatever be able to come back and be such an influence, or just whether it's even just in like music style or whatever, not even necessarily lyrically or anything, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Be an influence to even the next generation. Just shows their longevity and their how good they are. And yeah, great. And that they're all good and working on their health, staying healthy, being able to get out there. That's just, I mean, that's couldn't expect or want any better. I mean, that's great. Thank you very much for joining me, and until next time, peace. JMD